Why are you putting that in the turkey?
It's stuffing, right? Anything counts as stuffing.
Okay, but, well, no, there's stuffing, and then there's everything else. You don't put everything else, especially the cranberry sauce. It has to be cold.
Okay, all right, dickheads. This year's the year.
Hey, that is the most impressive bag of weapons yet.
I know, look at those. It's got morning stars and machine guns. You really went all out with the weapons, but we already have the turkey. You don't have to hunt it.
I'm not hunting the turkey. It's Al this year.
You're going to hunt an owl? I think you have to go to the surface to get an owl.
No! Al, our boss.
Big Al?
Yes, Al, our boss, the man who's in charge, who owns the salt mine, and who has us all trapped here.
You got some sort of grudge against him? I mean, it's Thanksgiving. Can't we set it all aside?
We were supposed to come together and make this meal.
I hate Thanksgiving.
Come on, you can shove the cranberry sauce up the turkey's ass.
I already did that. I should have opened the can first.
Will you two listen to me?
Yeah.
I hate Thanksgiving. Ever since 1984, I won't forget what Al did that year.
What did he do?
He had the annual pardoning of a prisoner, where he would let one person go from the salt mine. And I knew for sure it was going to be me. But instead, he pardoned a turkey. He let the turkey go from the salt mine and not me. And that's why I'm still here. And I've never forgiven him.
Why wouldn't you hate the... No,
Yeah, he feels like you should be mad at the turkey.
No, it makes more sense to be mad at Al because he pardoned the turkey, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, the turkey did cut in line for the pardoning.
Jesus didn't get mad at Barabbas when he was pardoned. No Bible talk. No, sorry.
So what, you've been waiting 32 years to kill him?
Yes. And then after I'm done with Al, I'm on to the turkey next.
Well, we're in.
Yeah, we're going to help you out, man. Let's see what's in this bag of weapons.
We got a gun, another gun, lots of guns. You have more guns than we do arms, really.
Well, I figured it'd be difficult, so I just stuffed what I could in here.
Okay, and what is this? This is some kind of blowgun?
Yeah, it's a blow dart gun.
Is this medicine for if you get sick, or is it?
That's if you accidentally suck in the blow dart.
Oh, okay.
So that's the antidote, just in case.
What kind of poison we talking here, huh? Paralysis?
That's a neurotoxin. If you don't take that antidote within 30 seconds, it just destroys your brain. It dissolves your brain in your skull.
Oh, jeez. Maybe you should have the blowgun.
Okay, yeah.
So why don't we plan this thing out a bit, because we can't just go in there guns blazing, okay? Al's got high-tech security, especially this time of year. People are getting kind of antsy in the mine, and they're going to try and attack him. He knows this.
Maybe we could ride that wave of populist revolt straight to the top, seize power first. No, let's just kill Al.
Let's just kill him, yeah. I don't want to own a mine.
My dream can wait another
I don't even know how to do taxes.
Aren't you the mine's accountant? Or
when was the last time? We don't have to do tax. We don't get tax returns. We don't get paid.
Listen, let's plan out this assassination and do a podcast, okay? We'll do both at the same time. We'll kill two birds with one stone, and then we'll kill Al with one of these guns.
Or that Morning Star.
I know, I'm really excited about the Morning Star.
Yeah, I figured you would be. That's easily the most interesting weapon I brought.
Well, let's jump right in.
Somewhere deep in the Arizona desert, 3 men are doomed to work for the rest of their lives trapped within the confines of Big Al's salt mine. They gather weekly and survive the only way they know how, by recording this show. You're listening to Salt Mine Radio.
Layne's really riled up today. Is Big Al the only thing that's got your gears in a bunch?
My gears in a bunch. Well, no, it's not just Big Al or that turkey. It's also Nintendo. You may have heard of this company.
No, are they like some kind of startup?
No, so it's
Did they make those Nintendogs games?
They did.
I love Nintendogs.
Nintendogs.
That's weird that they would name their company after that.
Yeah, very interesting, actually. So they're a Japanese company.
Oh, I bet you love them.
I hate them.
Oh,
Why is that?
Well, because they're a horrible, evil company that crushes any fan who dares stand in their path. Gage, you were telling me about this today. You were asking me about some fans made a Metroid 2 remake.
Oh, yeah, actually, I heard about that. It got shut down.
Now, I think, because Ryan was talking about this too, I think he has a copy of it, like before it got taken off the internet. And there have to be copies somewhere,
Yeah,
you know?
you can probably torrent it.
Yeah. So this, it was a not-for-profit game. It was just fans who wanted to remake Metroid 2. Now, Nintendo does a lot of weird things with their company. Nintendo hates the internet. Not until very recently have their games been, like, have online functionality where you can play with, like, other anonymous people. A couple years ago, you had to give somebody your 15-digit friend code, before you could play with them online. And recently they have kind of adapted.
Yeah, they came out with Miitomo or whatever it was.
That app on the phone.
Yeah.
So it was fun for about a week, right? It was like a Pokemon Go thing. It was the big thing. Everybody was making their little avatar, playing all the mini games. It was really just a data mining thing because it just asks you a bunch of questions and you answer them and it shares them with your friends.
What's your favorite color? Where's the nearest missile base?
Yeah.
What are your anti-aircraft capabilities? Are you familiar with how to defend a katana attack?
Or a chainsaw.
I know I am.
Watch that instructional video.
Coming soon.
Oh, I'm so excited to shoot that. I have a tape camera that was like a really expensive tape camera. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so if you dare make a fan game, a Nintendo fan game, Shigeru Miyamoto will show up at your door and throw you in the Mario-shaped Iron Maiden.
Mamma mia.
Oh,
that's a spicy torture.
Wouldn't it be a Bowser Iron Maiden because he's got spikes on his back?
Oh, much better, actually. Yeah, actually, that seems like something Bowser would have in his castle,
right next to his sex saddle.
I think that's actually shows up in a Mario Party game.
I'm sure it does.
Bowser Iron Maiden.
I'm sure it does.
I thought you were going to say a Bowser sex dungeon.
And then when you die, a boo comes out.
Well, there are heavy elements of like sex and rape between
especially the first game.
Yeah, and the relationship of Peach and Bowser. It's not entirely.
Well, Peach needs to get herself a can of mace. Okay, I know we should change the culture. Okay, but realistically, Peach, you keep getting kidnapped.
But she keeps letting herself get kidnapped, right? I think we have a cucking situation on our hands here.
Wait, how do you know she's letting herself get kidnapped?
I mean, come on, dude. Really? Like you. And think about it like this: Mario, a plumber; Bowser, pretty much like a king.
What does Bowser do?
Well, he's the king of like Bowser's castle. I guess he has a castle for shit's sake.
Well, I had a big debate with him on who Mario and Luigi's father is.
Who's Mario and Luigi's father?
We don't know.
Supposedly, it's Jumpman.
Okay, but if you look at
that boy was up to something.
But there's a big conspiracy here because there's a lunchbox that was Nintendo licensed, and in the background there's a picture of Pappy Mario, and he has I think he has a D on his hat, so his name could be Dave.
It's probably Dad. D for Dad.
Or
Daddy-O.
Or Detuan. We don't know.
It could be. He's probably of Italian descent.
What are you trying to say?
It's probably not what you
Donatello.
Possibly.
If you're a big fan of Nintendo and you're listening to this podcast and you think you're not, you don't know enough about this lore to be talking about it.
If you're a Nintendo fanboy and you're listening to this, please do not send anything because I don't.
No, send emails to saltmineradio@gmail.com. We'll take anything.
You can send it, but again, we know about as much about Nintendo as we want to know. It does not reward you for delving further into it.
Tell us, in your wrong opinion, why you think Nintendo is right.
Tell us in your wrong opinion.
All right.
Where do the Mario Karts sit in the lore? What games are canon and which ones aren't?
It's unclear. The line blurs.
What about Donkey Kong? He's the villain in the original, and then he becomes Nintendo's second biggest.
I think that's.
Is that retconned?
No, because
is that Donkey Kong's dad?
No, because remember, in that game, is Cranky Kong in the Donkey Kong.
Do we
Country.
know this?
Yes, that's canon in the Donkey Kong games.
Okay.
Well, that guy's a bastard then.
Who's the one who has the coconut gun that fires in spurts?
If he shoots you, it's gonna hurt. No, that's Donkey Kong.
Oh, okay.
DK. Donkey Kong. DK. Donkey Kong is here.
You know we'll never get a remaster of that because of the licensing, because of, legal reasons.
Yeah, it's because Rare. It was the same reason that we got the GoldenEye port on the Wii, and it
was awful.
It was awful, and it had Daniel Craig as James Bond, and
can you imagine if Daniel Craig was Mario? He'd be like snapping necks.
It's very weird to me seeing Mario put in live action web stuff, on YouTube, because Mario's like a pretty rotund guy. Mm-hmm. He's got a big nose.
Well, I mean, the Bob Hoskins casting was perfect, and
that was awesome. But now everybody else who plays Mario is just like some guy wearing a shitty fucking Mario costume from
It's just some
Spirit.
Mexican guy.
And the lore is very clear. He's Italian. We will not budge.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
Mary Jane is a redhead, and Mario is Italian.
Oh my God!
You're destroying my childhood. All right. So, any other vendettas you have against Nintendo? You've leveled a critique of their marketing practices, their integration into the web.
I love that you bring it back to essay format. That's what I love about you.
One more thing. You guys have seen the Nintendo Switch, yeah?
Yeah.
So, from what I have heard, Nintendo says they're going to keep supporting the 3DS, but everything that they're doing, with the Switch and with the games that are on the 3DS now, indicates that, they're, as soon as the Switch comes out, it's going to be like, well, if you want a handheld console, you have to get the Switch and take it with you, type of thing. I am so glad we have moved on from usable batteries.
I like just recharging.
It's oh my God, because it was so awful when you're in the red and you're oh shit, I don't know if there's any batteries in the house. Mm-hmm. I can't save the game.
I like even more the standardization of micro USB.
Oh, thank God! Have you seen that thing? It's like a cat of nine tails. It's all the different adapters.
Yes, it's so because now you just have your iPhone charger and your Android charger, and Android chargers usually work on most things. I love it. Mm-hmm. It's never been better to be on the go.
No, yeah. We're living in a certain sort of golden age.
This is the utopia that George Orwell warned us of.
The only good thing about
Big Brother charging all your phones.
The present timeline, the only good thing.
Yeah.
It's the church.
Speaking of 1984, that was the year that Layne suffered a gross injustice that we were going to help him avenge. What's our first step?
Oh,
Well, we take the Morning Star.
Hold on, that's where we're getting close.
Crush him over the head with it.
Now, I know from personal experience that Al has 3 guards at his front door. Now, there's 3 of us. That means that if I have 2 guns in my hands and one of you has 1 gun, we can get all 3 of them.
And then I could jump in there with the Morning Star and crack him over the head with it.
Yeah. Well, there's more guards than that. That's just the front door.
Well, I'll just crack him over the head with the Morning Star.
The door? You'll crack the door?
I'll crack the door open with the Morning Star.
Whoever wants to do some cracking. How about this? We lure the guards away one by one. We each take their place. We become the 3 guards.
That's a lot of character prep, and I don't think that Layne is capable of that.
That'll take...
He's going to want to do a voice.
Hey,
you want to rehash this right now?
Guard number 2, are you busy? Do you have anything else you're going to do? Should I worry?
Hey, what's your segment, Gage, since we're doing a podcast?
Go check out our movie Outgunned.
Well, we won the thing that we were entering. That's what I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about a lot of things. I don't really have a dead set segment.
All right, give us Gage's roundup.
Well, we made a movie. We talked all about that last week, and then we went to the competition, and we sat through 16 other movies.
15 other, because one of them was ours.
Yay!
We made it in the top 16, which is all I came for.
So what happened was I thought they were showing them in order of how they placed.
And then when ours was shown 8th, he said, "Oh, that's it. We're not going." And that really bummed me out. I just slumped down in that seat.
Especially since we had to sit through 8 more movies.
Yes. So that, and then each movie after ours, I thought, really, this did better than our. This was better than.
Now, granted, people put in a lot of work. I'll give them credit. There was a couple that were offensive to me. I'll be honest. One in particular that ended very abruptly, and we won't talk about that. But then they started doing like the top 4 winners, and then they called ours, and we had to have the briefest and the douchiest acceptance speech, because everybody that went up before us was like, you know what, you guys, we're really excited to win, and they talked for about 25 minutes.
Just remember, keep following your dreams and keep making movies.
We had to have an inspirational speech from each one.
I was seated at the front, and Gage and Layne were seated at the back. So there was a disparity.
The very back.
So there was a disparity in time between me arriving on stage and Gage and Layne arriving on stage. And
we sat in the back so we could riff on the movies. We'll be honest, we have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
I didn't want to give I didn't want to be on stage for a long time. I figured nobody wanted me on stage for a long time.
I thought everybody appreciates brevity above everything else.
And also, I wasn't going to give inspirational advice, because who am I, really?
You're some big shot.
I'm an award-winning filmmaker. But we won, and we pretty much just went up there, and you said, I didn't write or direct it, so I'll give it to the guy who did. And I did those things. Thank you. I was just excited to make it. And then I handed it to Layne, who went, we just made this because we like cowboy movies. And then we jumped off the stage. I was wearing I won't say ill-fitting, a Hawaiian shirt. You were wearing a Blue Bunny ice cream t-shirt, which you're currently wearing. And Layne was wearing something similar to what he's wearing. We were just in normal clothes, whereas there was several people who were dressed up.
The majority of the people there were dressed up.
Which,
There was a red carpet,
I won't put on airs. I looked like a homeless man.
We all looked a little disheveled, and as somebody who's listening to the podcast currently, you can hear that, our voices, my voice in particular, it's not suited for addressing large groups of people. It was fun, though, because it was completely off the cuff.
Yeah.
We forgot to promote the podcast, so...
I would not have done that. That would have been embarrassing.
Yeah, probably.
So we won a trip to some gaming and movie convention called Terminus, where a movie will play. So Terminus happens, and then the week after is Anime Expo.
Well, hold on. It's funny that you mentioned that. Do you remember the dates for Terminus?
It's like June 25th through the 29th.
No, it's to the 25th. It ends the 25th.
Oh, okay.
It must be the 22nd to the 25th, because it's 3 days.
I feel like I have to be diplomatic just in case anybody's like, oh, yeah, they have a podcast. Let's see if they mention it. Yeah.
Thank you to Campus Movie Fest for giving us the opportunity.
Yeah, that was awesome. Did you find it? Did you find out what it was?
Hold on.
Anyway, so it's probably going to be straight from Terminus to Anime Expo. So it's the countdown to the DoubleCon.
I don't have the money to be a globe-trotting filmmaker.
That's fine, because Layne, our money man, a globe-trotting filmmaker. Well, I mean, one convention will be like, we belong there and people will be there for us. We'll be a part of the event. And the other one...
That's going to be hilarious because, our film is getting shown at this convention. This video, this gaming, music, whatever convention. And then we're going to go to Anime Expo where nobody knows us, nobody cares. We don't know anything about anime except for Layne.
But
he has proposed an anime boot camp.
That sounds like a goddamn nightmare.
Which will be an upcoming video series, Anime Boot Camp.
Countdown to Anime Expo.
He keeps trying to get me to watch Ghost in the Shell, and the thought alone makes me want to kill myself.
it's a good movie. It's not. Oh my god,
Layne, I'm sure it is. Yeah, I was in. He came here, and we were supposed to be writing a script for something, and
I have no memory of whatever it is you're about to say. So,
and I'm sitting in the back on my laptop doing something. And he has the control of Netflix. Now, we just watch Always Sunny in here. That's all we do.
really quick before you say something really damning. So the problem is it's obviously going to be over a weekend, okay? Mm-hmm. But I don't know, and day zero is almost always on a Thursday. We have to be there by day zero.
Or the whole thing is a wash.
No. And the reason I say this is the line alone, you do not want to be waiting in on a day of the convention, so when something is happening. is absolutely the last thing.
So you're telling me that this is going to be a nightmare week. A week that would be a vacation is going to be a nightmare
So
week.
first, here's how it's going down.
And leading up to it will be Layne's anime boot camp.
Week before Terminus, June probably 16th through the 18th, anime boot camp. I'll give you guys.
No. I mean, anime boot camp will be an ongoing series from the coming weeks until Anime Expo starts.
Yes, and then we have Terminus. I have no idea how well that's going to go. I'm afraid.
Are you guys familiar with Georgia at all?
No.
They have the United States best aquarium.
I don't want to go to an aquarium.
Well, you asked me what I knew about Georgia.
Okay, I apologize. I did ask that.
It's in Atlanta. That's all I know, is that they have the best aquarium.
The capital city is Tbilisi.
Wait, it's not Atlanta?
No, Tbilisi from the country, Georgia.
Oh.
Sorry.
That is a...
You've just banned this podcast in 7 countries?
So here's the problem. I don't know if Anime Expo is taking place June 29th through July 2nd or July 6th through July 9th. Because usually this occurs over the 4th of July weekend. The 4th of July falls on a Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay, so you're not sure if they're going to do before or after.
Yes. And while I would love for it to be July 6th through the 9th, because that gives us a week to recuperate from Terminus, because, again, I'm afraid. I've never been to Georgia or Atlanta.
At least they picked Atlanta. They're not like, come to Brookwater, Georgia.
Yeah, we'll have to watch the series Atlanta.
Well, it's like a big city, right? I assume it's it's fairly liberal, I assume.
Atlanta boot camp.
No, we need to do that. Just so that we can, like, you know how tourists are somehow over-prepared for cities?
Uh-huh.
They're like, this is the city's largest depository of fresh water. Like, we need to know
make
things like that.
like a board, like you would do in
Like a
elementary school.
trifold,
Trifold board about
presentation board.
Georgia. So I think we have to use the same movie we use, which is unfortunate. I'd like to.
Yeah.
Well, if we could, it would have been awesome to just show a longer cut.
Yeah, a
of
longer
that.
cut. Yeah.
You
can submit other movies to this festival, but I don't want to do that.
Can we make it longer, or does it have to be the?
We can't resubmit CMF movies. If you submit one, it's like under 30 minutes is the limit, I think.
Okay.
We could make one more movie before then.
Well, I mean, we got all this anime boot camp we have to do. We'll be busy.
That'll be the movie.
Layne's going to be gone, gallivanting in December.
Oh, yeah.
When everyone's schedules opened up to shoot things, he's just going to be gone.
Where are you going to be going?
Finding that turkey, probably.
Well, that's if we kill Al and get out of here.
We need to make the presidential road trip movie.
Oh, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, let's skip that one. Actually, I think Terminus would love that.
The presidential road trip movie?
I think our movie will do fine there, because it's like cowboys.
Or we can just make the public domain team-up movie I want to make.
I've honestly kicked that idea around in my
Sherlock
head.
Holmes versus Robin Hood, Lone Ranger Rising.
The Lone Ranger's a
Yes.
public domain?
See, I don't know how that was the other thing I wanted to talk about was public domain. Because I want to make a public domain character movie. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah. I know that Sherlock Holmes is protected by the Conan Doyle estate in that some of his stories are not public domain, but the character is.
The characters, but I assume the books aren't.
All of them are except for the last one, the case book of Sherlock Holmes, but like Hound of the Baskervilles, memoirs, adventures, those are all public domain.
I forgot you're the guy who likes all these.
See, he would help me write it.
But like the people who make Sherlock and when Guy Ritchie made the Sherlock Holmes movies, they got permission from the Conan Doyle estate, obviously. But
That seems like just a thing you do if you have class.
Yeah,
which I have none.
No, yeah, you don't need to.
Well, we got to get... I mean, we have so many options for public domain characters. Robin Hood, Zorro, Dracula, Sherlock Holmes,
Dracula's way overdone, though.
John Carter.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
We can make the Scarecrow. All of the Wizard of Oz characters are public domain. King Kong is public domain. Jack Pumpkinhead. There's a whole bunch of like Silver Age comic book heroes. So if we wanted to make, Cthulhu is public domain. If you want to do H.P. Lovecraft stuff.
That's
No?
that's tough. You gotta write a good one and shit. Or we could just make one where you show the monster, which is like a whole bunch, which is the exact opposite of what the stories are supposed to be.
We could do Paul Bunyan versus Cthulhu.
That'd be sweet as fuck.
I know, right?
That would be fucking awesome.
And he makes the Grand Canyon by dragging Cthulhu through the...
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I know. Could Babe the Ox be an eldritch being that Paul Bunyan befriends?
Probably. Well, okay, first let's talk about the story of Paul Bunyan real quick. That's a very depressing story.
It is?
Do you not remember what happens at the end?
No? He eats a bunch of pancakes, right?
No, he has a log cutting competition with a guy who creates a log cutting machine.
No, that's John Henry.
No, John Henry
Is Danny Glover, and he fights the machine.
yes, similar, but
Swing that hammer, swing, boy.
yeah, it's similar.
Okay.
Except Paul Bunyan is a 60-foot tall white man, and they're chopping trees instead of.
Does he beat the machine?
No, he doesn't. That's why it's depressing.
Does he die?
No, okay, so here's the thing. Paul Bunyan loses by a quarter of an inch, right? Because it's how high you can stack the wood.
Uh-huh.
He loses by a quarter of an inch, and then he just goes off to live in Antarctica or something. And I guess he's
Well,
just...
our version of Paul Bunyan wouldn't be a bitch about it. He would shake hands, and he would say, good game.
Well, he did, but then he left because...
It's a metaphor for the industrialization of America.
All right, who else? Give
Rosie the Riveter, public domain?
Her and John Henry team up.
Oh my! Well, wouldn't they not like each other because she uses a rivet gun?
Well, maybe at first that's...
Yeah, she's like...
there's that schism there.
And that's the
I feel like he'd be highly opposed to the rivet gun.
Well, but...
And she'd be like, you should just use a steam hammer. She's like, we got a war to fight. And he goes, I don't know anything about that. I got to build these railroads.
And
She's
then-
like, they're built.
And then John Henry builds the atomic bomb with his hammer.
There's a lot. There's a lot of, superheroes that they didn't bother to, because they weren't...
Well, yeah, the Bible, I mean, that's...
Yeah, it's got to be.
I mean, that shit is in every drawer in a hotel, so you can't really...
So,
What's the modern day Job story? He just gets fucked with?
it's Paul Bunyan. We should buy the rights to the devil.
Can we do that?
Have the devil sell his soul to us?
How much do the rights
Listen
to
here,
the
devil. I'll make you real big in Hollywood. I don't know about this 15%. Ah, that's standard.
I love that legend, Robert Johnson at the Crossroads. Where he's like, how'd you get so good? And he's like, I literally sold my soul to the devil. I'm like, no, really, how? And it was, I can't stress this enough. I sold my soul to the devil.
Paul Bunyan was depressed. And him and Cthulhu were
Well,
fighting.
no, he was. Because he got beat by the machine, so he went off, he was pretty bummed out.
Him and Blue,
No, it was Babe.
Babe, the big blue ox.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Who's an eldritch being. We've discussed this while you were in the bathroom.
So he fights...
Cthulhu. And he makes the Grand Canyon by taking Cthulhu and smashing him into the ground and then dragging him through the limestone. But, our Paul Bunyan gets real mad and he, calls people motherfucker and stuff. Eat this, motherfucker!
Well, I was going to say he's a modern Paul Bunyan, but then how did the Grand Canyon get... I mean, okay. We'll work on
all
it.
sorts of problems.
We'll work on
And
it.
where does Robin Hood come into play?
Robin
fighting Sherlock Holmes.
Robin Hood is...
Sherlock Holmes has been hired to find out who is stealing from the from people running... What's the name of the forest?
Sherwood Forest.
Who's stealing from Sherwood Forest?
So this will be the secondary plot that at some point collides with
and
Paul
then
Bunyan.
Van Helsing's running around, and he thinks that it's a monster doing
This is
it.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but shittier.
But it really is. I mean, okay, Gage, we need to just have two or just one.
Just one? I want to make a Paul Bunyan film.
Okay.
Okay, what is it?
What
What is the Paul Bunyan?
What is the hook of Paul Bunyan as a character? What does he need?
Well, no, he's pretty boring.
No, yeah.
He
so
eats
what
pancakes.
What are you adding into him to give
He's
him
60
this
feet tall.
lifeblood?
Yeah, you need
Boring ass motherfucker.
you need a cool enemy for him to fight.
What else is the premise?
Why are they fighting?
Well,
Well, it's a difference of morals. I mean, Cthulhu is...
They don't see eye to eye.
eye, because Cthulhu has lots of eyes,
Yeah.
right? Isn't that the...
Well, it all depends on your interpretation.
Well, it would be your Cthulhu designs.
I don't know if
Who would be designing Paul Bunyan?
Well, I'm playing Paul Bunyan, so
I figured.
So we're making a tokusatsu film here.
yeah.
You can't be Paul Bunyan, or you can't direct the movie because again.
Ooh, okay, the ultimatum. Well, we don't know any other burly lumberjack kind of people.
No, we don't.
Casting call for burly Paul Bunyan-esque actor.
Casting call for directors.
Casting call for someone who can make a rubber mold suit of my Cthulhu design.
That would be fucking awesome.
Okay,
A Godzilla movie where it's Paul Bunyan versus Cthulhu?
Yeah, okay, that's what a tokusatsu film is.
I know,
It's a giant
but it
monster
just
movie.
hit me just now what you were implying. We would build a miniature Grand Canyon.
Well, no, we would. What if? Get this. The Grand Canyon already exists. Okay.
Okay.
This is true.
No, that's why Paul Bunyan's fighting Cthulhu. He made the Grand Canyon by, dragging his axe. We've heard this story. Heard this bedtime story 1,000 times, Marcus. But beneath the Grand Canyon, there's a portal that now eldritch monsters are coming through. So they're like, Paul Bunyan, you got to go fix the mess you made. And he's like, I don't know, just get the machines to do it.
I don't
and they're
know.
all, Paul Bunyan, we need your American spirit.
I don't know about.
I'll do it. And he runs out there.
I don't know about the portal thing.
We get a Paul Bunyan song. Paul Bunyan. Paul Bunyan. And then he fights Cthulhu.
Yeah. So let me just say about the. I don't know about the portal.
Okay.
That sounds a lot like Pacific Rim, and will look visually like that, just not in water. Especially how he'll just come out of it. And
Well, it'll be very vaginal because we're trying to say that vaginas are evil.
I thought we were going to do the whole Mother Earth thing.
see what I was gonna say.
We're
is,
taking the George Lucas Sarlacc pit route.
Paul Bunyan brings Cthulhu into the Grand Canyon, and they are fighting in the Grand Canyon, and then Paul Bunyan floods the Grand Canyon with boiling hot lava.
I like how George Lucas remastered the Star Wars movies as his anatomical knowledge of vaginas grew more detailed.
They have beaks, you see. Anywho, Paul Bunyan fights Cthulhu because Cthulhu owns a corporation. He owns the logging corporation that beat Paul Bunyan.
Well, okay, so here's the thing.
Is his name like C. Thulu or something like that?
Watch.
Clarence Thulu.
I'm dropping some H.P. Lovecraft lore on you here.
Okay, that's what I need you for.
So
I need you for Sherlock Holmes. I need you for Lovecraft.
So Cthulhu would not be the one who owns the company, okay? Now he is like the mastermind, right?
He's the CTO. Cthulhu, technical officer.
Get the fuck out.
The person who runs the company would be Nyarlathotep, who is like his avatar, he's like the sleazy businessman. Right?
Okay. That's also public domain.
Why are they cutting down all the trees?
I say we ditch the corporate angle. I said it in a fit of angst.
Well, no, Tokusatsu films, they have the giant monster, and then they have...
What are we trying to say with this film?
That Paul Bunyan's a big guy, and he fights Cthulhu, which is a big monster.
I think Paul Bunyan needs to be confronting his sexuality in the form of a giant squid monster.
Are we now calling in my knowledge on the tentacle live action?
No, we're not.
No.
We're not going to keep that. We're going to keep that
so
crypt sealed.
Well, no, Paul Bunyan penetrates Cthulhu with his axe. It's written, writes itself.
We're going to have to work on that.
He got mad at me because I don't remember what we were talking about with our movie. Or like, I think he said it doesn't have like an underlying message. I'm all, sure it does. You keep penetrating Sam's character from behind, and then you mount him into stab him from the front. He rejects that advance, and then he mounts me.
It's so fucked up because I was just going to say this is like when we were filming the movie, and I was joking like, "What's the underlying message here?" And then I was going to say, anytime you shoot or stab somebody, you can't use that as a metaphor for penetration.
You absolutely can, and I intend to, unless you want to let me play Paul Bunyan.
I'll let you play Paul Bunyan. You just can't direct.
Come here, Cthulhu. I'm going to penetrate deep inside you.
Like, and then he's over there just making those like weird.
No, you won't. Do it like Power Rangers.
No, Paul Bunyan's the only one that can fight him because his brain is so big it can handle looking at Cthulhu, who to any other human, they would just go mad and die instantly.
Oh, that's good.
That's why they have to.
If you have any suggestions for Paul Bunyan versus Cthulhu, or a better title, please send it to saltmineradio@gmail.com. Anyway, that's my segment. We'll move on.
What's your segment, Sam?
All right. My segment is called 21 Pilots Fans, You Need to Calm Down. This has been a long time coming. It kind of came to a head this morning because 21 Pilots performed at the AMAs.
First, who are 21 Pilots?
21 Pilots are the hottest alt-rock duo.
How do they compare to the Pilots of the Stone Temple variety?
See, I have a complicated relationship with 21 Pilots because I got into them shortly after their third album, their major label debut, Vessel, was released. And
They did the Suicide Squad song.
yes, I'm going to get to that. So, that album, Vessel, it's pretty solid. It's this weird, angsty, white boy rap over electronic music, and it shouldn't work, but it does. Pretty good melodies, blah, blah, blah. Then they come out with Blurry Face, which it took me a long time to actually listen to it, because by then I was sort of over it. Because, again, this is a band that you're supposed to get over in your teen years. This will become important when I talk about their fan base. Not that great, but somehow they go from playing little theaters. I saw them at a pretty small theater when they came here, and then they go to they're on top 40 radio. They're selling out. They're headlining festivals and everything. And this is sort of that symptom where it's I hate to be the guy who's I liked them before they were popular, but their fan base was already so rabid and weird that I never really associated with that. And then it gets blown up to this national icon scale. They have the number 2 song in the country, Stressed Out. And anyways, it all culminated with them, of course, doing the song Heathens for the Suicide Squad soundtrack.
Which is actually pretty lame. It's a pretty fucking lame song.
Yeah. It sort of sums up where they are in 2016. We're so edgy. We have crazy, twisted minds. You can't keep up with us.
Everything that most bands have.
So they're
gotten
Jared
over.
Leto incarnate.
Yes.
In musical form.
He's a musician.
That's actually a tweet that I saw. And it goes, you would be wrong when you think that the musical Jared Leto is 30 Seconds to Mars. It's actually 21 Pilots. I can't remember who tweeted it, but essentially, yes, it's trying just a little too hard to be edgy, not pulling it off with any sort of credibility. Anyways, their fans are called The Click, right? Because
no.
Why are they called that?
I honestly don't know.
Because they should kill themselves, but instead the click of an empty gun barrel goes off.
Oh, I see.
Anyways, so this weatherman, it's a drummer and a piano player, right? And they perform with a bunch of backing tracks and stuff. They put on a really cool live show. Anyways, they wear these ski masks because it's not
21 Pilots does?
Yes.
Okay.
They play with these ski masks on for a lot of their shows.
Are they really ugly?
No. Just two dudes.
Are they in ISIS?
They might be. Because it's not about them, it's about the music. So they wear the masks and whatever.
So they're ripping off Daft Punk?
It's all a gimmick. It's all a gimmick, and it's dumb, but it's Daft Punk light for teen kids. It's harmless, but again, these teen kids are not harmless. This weatherman from a local news station tweeted. He goes, I saw 21 Pilots perform on TV. I like the music, but the masks are a little bit weird. That's all he says.
That's fine.
Yeah, and 21 Pilots will like criticism or they'll retweet the people that criticize them, probably for the
worse.
Yes, because their fan base immediately is who are you?
Well,
you should go back to being a weatherman.
Well, what they did is they feathered him, ran him through the streets, and then hung him.
And he didn't care at all because Twitter beef is the dumbest thing on earth. But he's like, oh, I just, this wasn't my style. And you need to educate yourself on the masks. Here's a video where he explains it for you. And all this stuff. And it's this guy doesn't care at all. He was just sharing his opinion. They're we didn't ask for your opinion. No, I guess you didn't, but your band retweeted it, so they wanted you to know, and they wanted you to get this guy on your radar. Anyways, 21 Pilots fans, you need to calm down. That's At the end of the day, that's the message that I want to impart to every 21 Pilots fan. Just calm down.
Are they the worst band fans, though?
No, that would be the
Juggalos.
Insane Clown Posse.
Oh, see. Well, I was going to go there and say anything you say will be trumped by Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah.
Second place,
Drake fans.
I was going to say Blood on the Dance Floor.
Okay.
Oh God, yeah.
If you have not, are you familiar with Blood on the Dance Floor?
Yeah, I grew up in the 2000s.
All right. Good. Just making sure. Then, yeah, I'd say, well, I don't know if I'd say Drake fans because
I just like starting Drake beef.
somewhere
He's
in
more
there,
successful than me and significantly less talented, so I just have to start beef with him.
somewhere in there, I'm going to say Misfits fans.
Yeah.
Because no one has ever heard a Misfits song.
No.
Two, because
Wait, what's the popular Misfits song?
There is not one.
Oh, okay.
Their discography is blank.
The Ramones, probably also.
No, that's just like that shitty kid who's in your history class. It's always like, who won't shut up, and he's always wearing like a Ramones or the Dead Kennedys.
Dead
or
Kennedys,
something.
yeah.
Like
Nirvana fans, and I
No,
tend to
bitches
not,
love a Nirvana.
I don't get it.
They're awful.
Why are they so popular?
They're awful.
well, it's not Nirvana that's popular. It's Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, and
The worst part of Nirvana? Because they went off and they formed another band that's pretty good.
yeah, Foo Fighters. Chris Novoselic became a governor, if I'm not mistaken.
I like the Foo Fighters. They're pretty good.
Yeah,
they're a
Foo
good
Fighters
band.
got some good songs. Nirvana.
Yeah, Nirvana's shitty.
Their
It's not
cover
good.
of "Jesus Doesn't Want Me for a Sunbeam" is all right. Pretty much everything else, not.
Beatles fans, like still hardcore Beatles fans, who think that the Beatles are like the best musical thing to ever
You know
grace
what it
the
is that Walmart sells Nirvana t-shirts, so they're cheap. And they're there. Same thing with people who like claim to like Cheech and Chong.
Well, Walmart also sells shotguns.
He was going to change the world with his mumbling?
Send us pictures of your best Kurt Cobain cosplay to saltmineradio@gmail.com.
Everybody has the necessary ingredients to make a Kurt Cobain cosplay.
Do you have blonde hair or the means to dye your hair blonde? Do you have a Nirvana t-shirt and a shotgun? There you go. You got Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain cosplay.
This is in poor taste.
No.
Why? It's been, what, 25, 30 years?
25 years, I think. 20 years. So anyways,
love-
so that all of this bullshit that is being dredged up is how I feel about 21 Pilots fans. You need to just calm down. Your life is not that hard.
Everyone needs to calm down.
That's true. You're not that edgy. You'll grow out of it. This isn't the best band ever. People who have a problem with them are not your sworn mortal enemy. Heathens is a very disappointing song.
Yeah,
Those people need to get trolled. I was trolled when I was a boy. It did wonders.
How'd you get trolled?
I was trolled in several ways. The first one was when I went on the Indianapolis Colts message board. I was talking all kinds of shit, and people were just trolling me. They're all, "Hey, is that Kurt Angle?" And I'm not Kurt Angle. I'm pretty sure that's Kurt Angle. I'm not Kurt Angle. I was too young to be talking to adults, and they showed me that. The second time is when I had a Modern Warfare 2 clan, and I started a beef with another Modern Warfare 2 clan, and they proceeded to troll me into submission until I realized, sometimes the things you put on the internet, it doesn't really matter. You just need a good trolling.
You just need a good trolling.
That's awesome.
And it got me to be good at trolling. Now I deliver the trolls.
Have you ever been trolled, Sam?
Ooh. Yeah. Again, I'll reiterate, Twitter beef is the stupidest fucking thing
I
ever.
remember this one now.
That was a great day.
Oh, it was amazing.
Ooh, you know what band I like making fun of? What's that one? The one that Alex really likes.
Blink-182.
No, Fiddler.
Yeah, that's it.
Fiddler.
So I don't know. I think I've only heard their one song in Grand Theft Auto, and
They have a song. I don't go to the.
and
I don't go to the angry station.
It's I'm only hearing little bits and pieces of it because I'm trying to play the game, right? And so because he's like super into it, I go, yeah, they're that band that's from Grand Theft Auto, right? They wrote all the music for Grand Theft Auto, didn't they? Or they're that made up band from Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, that's good. That's a good troll.
And he at that party, he was getting pretty mad. He says, no, it's... I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure.
I used to be that guy with the band Five Finger Death Punch. I would shove that down everyone's throat. I love Five Finger Death Punch.
Wait, did you actually?
Oh, yeah, they were awesome.
Oh, okay.
And going back and listening to some of their music, I'm like, oh, it's still good, but it's of the time. But I have on my Facebook page, here's my Five Finger Death Punch song of the day. And then that's when you learn as a boy that your opinion is not as important as you think it is. Mm-mm. You should not just be throwing that out there.
Well, I've
don't force people to listen to your your obscure heavy metal band. Okay, they don't want to hear it.
I had to cleanse my Facebook from when I was a child because.
Oh yeah, I've had to go through and delete a lot of things.
Oh,
make a lot of things private. Mm-hmm. I had an entire because you used to be able to do notes. Mm-hmm. Had an entire probably 5-6 of rap songs. I had to get rid of all of those.
You had a rap song? You wrote rap?
You wrote rap lyrics, and then at one point had a fully produced rap song.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
Do you still have a copy of that?
It's on the internet somewhere.
We heard it.
Was it Gage Gets Lit? No, it was... forgot what it was called.
He just translated it into Japanese.
Yeah, no, it was horribly embarrassing.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
They say everything you put on the internet's permanent? Mm-hmm. That's coming back one of these days.
What's a line or the name of the song? We don't want people to search it or anything because I'm sure it'll be tough to find. But
I couldn't remember.
Okay.
It had to have been about a girl or something. I don't remember.
Wow.
But I was like, because I was good at freestyle rapping.
Were you really?
Because I understood that freestyle rapping was not about what you were saying in middle school. It was about setting up rhymes. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, this word rhymes with this word, so if I set it up here, I could... So it was just a puzzle for me to figure out where... Mm-hmm. So I would just show up to like the cool kids, and they'd be doing freestyle rap competitions, mm-hmm. and I would just jump in, and they'd be like, wow, very good, because rhyming was the name of the game. It wasn't about content.
You know what,
Gage? Name of the game. He's so good.
I'm so
Gage,
good.
I think they were just trolling you.
Good, I needed a good trolling.
But
give your kids a phone as early as you can.
No.
Let them get on the internet and start posting their opinions.
Yep.
Let them get trolled.
Yes.
Okay.
Let them watch, their favorite YouTuber. It's probably Rooster Teeth. And let somebody criticize said YouTuber and let them go off. Okay? Let them get trolled.
I actually do agree with that.
I think the phone as young as possible, maybe not, but I guess we had that sweet spot where we had like the keyboards, we had the laptops and the things like that, where it was like you had to plant yourself down and be dedicated to caring about one thing so much that you got partly destroyed when it was critiqued.
Yeah,
and then you rebuilt yourself without the need for caring about.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying leave them alone for a little bit, okay? But you can't shelter them.
Oh, no, yeah.
Because the first time they get to put their opinion on the internet, they'll be 17-year-old boys, and they won't understand. They won't have had the training.
Yeah, because, I guess I agree in that kids need to experience this vast wasteland, or they need to see it, and then immediately, you come down like... It is a
wasteland, really.
Like Mufasa, and everything the light touches.
Yeah, it's important not to say, sit down, we're going to talk about the internet. You got to let them do it, and then when they say, Dad, guess what I saw on the internet? You've got them. You've manipulated them into coming to you. And then you feign interest and you go, oh yeah, and then you teach.
Or maybe your kid is too smart and just never comes to you to ask.
I was going to say.
Send me your child and $20. I will teach them all about the internet. You send them back. I'll be your dad. I'll be their dad for a day.
That sounds very sketchy, what you just said.
I'm not gonna touch them. Well, I'll beat them if I have to. But you've given me permission. It's like a school.
Sam, did what Gage just say sound like something a NAMBLA member would say?
I've never spoken to an out NAMBLA member.
Yes, you have.
Oh, wait, that's right, we have.
Wait.
You've spoken to a member that receives the NAMBLA newsletter.
In fact, we talk to him quite often.
Is it our scientist friend?
Yeah.
Yes.
Layne, you were the guy trolling. You raised a good generation of kids.
Well, see, I just thought it'd be funny. I said, the North American Man-Boy Love Association, these are the guys that like children. Boy, wouldn't that be funny if I sent their newsletter to somebody? Perfect. Target spotted.
Well, I think it's a good time to transition into our topic of the week.
Which is there a Thanksgiving movie that is good.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Not a good movie to watch on Thanksgiving, but a movie
about
Thanksgiving that is good.
Yeah, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Miracle on 34th Street starts during Thanksgiving but ends during Christmas. So it's the perfect...
Wait, really?
So if you watch 5 minutes a day.
It's the Macy's...
Yeah.
Okay, I always forget that that's the Thanksgiving Day parade.
Well, because Thanksgiving is such a non-event, really.
There's that movie they made about turkeys a while back. Remember that? Remember the movie about the turkeys?
Chicken Run?
God.
No, that's a movie about chickens.
No, I know what you're talking... It's like an animated film, right?
Yeah. What was it called?
Who cares, dude? It's a fucking... Well, no, I don't think that was a... Is that really about Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it's about them revolting. The turkeys revolting.
Oh, so it's just Chicken Run, but with turkeys.
Yeah. Chicken Run. Now that's a film.
That is a good-ass movie.
It's got Mel Gibson in it. At the height of his popularity.
Ooh, height of his popularity.
Layne did the same thing to me last night when I was talking about Vin Diesel, and I was right.
Chicken Run came out in 2000.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson was most famous in, 93.
No.
Yes. When did Lethal Weapon come out? 86, right?
Yeah, but he was realize that he was the highest grossing actor.
Oh, yeah,
in,
he was huge.
From 2000 to 2005. When then he had his little incident.
Mm-hmm.
He had an accident.
Sugar tits.
And he blamed Layne's people for the majority of the world's problems.
Well, I mean, we did kill Jesus.
That's the big one.
It wasn't the white people, because Pontius Pilate said, I washed my hands of this man's blood. And as you know, that's a binding contract.
I freed Barabbas. That's what they were really
Isn't that... I don't know what you people want. What do you want from me?
It's the plot of Quigley Down Under, but Quigley is Paul Bunyan, and the dingoes are the Israelites. It writes itself. Don't worry.
What's the the Barabbas side story? What's the...
Who's Barabbas?
So Pontius Pilate was like, I really don't want to kill this Jesus. We don't have anything legally on him, right? So we'll give it up to the audience to decide.
So who do you want me to free? Do you want me to free Jesus, who says he's the Son of God? Jesus, the original troll.
Or Barabbas, a convicted murderer
right to the end.
And thief and rapist and a terrible person. And they're like, I guess we'll take Barabbas.
Well, just because they had to have their
So
way.
Layne is... Oh, did you already make the joke that Layne was the Barabbas of his situation?
The turkey was Barabbas and Layne was Jesus
That's a great
Christ.
joke!
Little do you
Layne
know...
got Barabbas.
Jesus escaped from the tomb to go get Barabbas. The manhunt.
The undead vengeance.
What were we talking about?
Barabbas.
The best
Thanksgiving movie. Chicken Run, Mel Gibson, height of his career, or height of his popularity.
That's not Thanksgiving, though.
I know, but I mean, just watch it because it's a good movie.
No, Mel Gibson. No, I'm saying Mel Gibson primed out in the 90s.
He didn't. He was still.
I'm just saying.
He was in What Women Want, which I saw in the theater. He was in all of these movies, and then he said that blacks and Jews and women are responsible for most of the problems in the world.
Oh, I didn't know about the blacks and the women.
Oh, he don't like nobody.
Going back to Alex is a huge Mel Gibson fan, and he goes, Mel Gibson just needs one good movie to redeem himself.
I think Hacksaw Ridge is that.
Yeah?
He's in Hacksaw Ridge?
He directed it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry.
But Mel Gibson's awesome. In the movies that he's in.
Oh, yeah, Mel Gibson movies are awesome. Braveheart, The Patriot, better than Real History.
Yeah. Lethal Weapon, What Women Want, Chicken Run.
Forever Young. Where he's
forever young.
He's aging as he flies the airplane. It's the funniest scene.
It's got Elijah Wood in it.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Can you look up some Thanksgiving movies?
Let's look up some Thanksgiving
and
movies.
we'll see if we've seen them, if they're good. No, Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving extravaganza does not count.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is number one. Oh, God. Freebirds was the name of that shitty animated movie. Son-in-Law's about Thanksgiving? Let's talk about Son-in-Law. That's it. That's all. I don't really have anything to say about Son-in-Law.
Okay.
I think at one point he drives the tractor in the cornfield, so it says Weasel, I think. Because that's his name in the movie. He's the Weasel.
All right, well, it sounds like Thanksgiving is an untapped gold mine of potential movie plots. You got people being thankful, turkeys being made.
Can you make a Thanksgiving action movie? in the vein of Die Hard?
In the vein of Die Hard. No, because Thanksgiving is a dry run for Christmas and nothing more. You get the family together, you make the food.
What's your preferred practice of Thanksgiving? Do you is Thanksgiving the big family gathering and then Christmas is the one with just your immediate family? Or is it vice versa?
I like going to my dad's side for Thanksgiving because my aunt always busts out the wine at like 9 a.m. and forgets how to make the turkey.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Everybody gets slightly drunk and has a good time. Christmas, I like going to my mom's side, which is the more religious side of the family. So I don't know. I get the best of both worlds, I guess.
So that was our topic of the week.
Thanksgiving movies.
There is none. If you want to write one and send it in, or just it's there.
Or if you think you have a Thanksgiving movie that is good, send us the movie.
And we'll
watch it and tell you that you're probably wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Send us your wrong opinions to saltmineradio@gmail.com.
I know you probably don't have any, but send your right opinions as well.
Well, I mean, any right opinion is one that we've already stated
Exactly.
as being true.
We value you very much and your listens. Thank you very much for listening.
We didn't get an email this week, so send them in. What's on your radar this week? I'm going to sleep. It's going to be great.
Yeah. On my radar, media-wise, can't really think of anything. I bought the game Knee Deep, which is apparently got pretty good reviews. I'll have a more in-depth one on that next week. I also play a little bit of Gone Home because it was released for free after the election for those traumatized by it.
I'm sorry, is that a real thing that happened?
Yes. It was released for free after the election because of the general down mood of some parts of America.
Nobody was buying it anyway.
No.
That is just a shameless look, we care move. They don't give a shit. They just want you to experience a thing that they made. Mm-hmm. I refuse to call it what they want it to be called.
A video game?
It's a video game. It's just boring. That's my review of Gone Home.
Oh, awesome. I'd like to make something else before Terminus. That'd be fun. But we'll see. The countdown for Anime Expo and Terminus, the Double Con countdown continues.
The Double Con Countdown!
Double Con Countdown!
Double Con countdown. Local tech support inches forward at a dead snail's pace.
We made a jump yesterday. That was good progress.
Well, it's all on my shoulders now, and if I've shown anything in the past, it's that I get very little done.
Those of you unfamiliar with the backstory behind the backstory of why we started doing all of this, local tech support was the keystone in the original plan, and it's moving forward, and you're gonna like it.
And if you don't, your opinion is wrong, unfortunately.
Send your wrong opinions to that. And then Anime Boot Camp, which is a show that was conceived on this very episode of the podcast.
You heard the creation of the idea of Anime Boot Camp.
Really, are we going to do a series on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I say like a good 5-part series. You know what I mean? Like
5. That's way conservative.
I'm just saying. Like,
but this is one that Layne will have to write. I won't have to write it.
Ooh.
I'm imagining it being like Survivor. Like we're competing for different things.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
A game show called Anime Boot Camp?
Yes,
I'm
basically.
so excited.
Look forward to that, everyone. Nothing on my... not a whole lot on my radar. I got the new Pokemon game. It's okay. It's Pokemon.
I'm going to continue to play Titanfall and watch Always Sunny in the background.
You need to write that script.
Oh, Gage, you got to write the script.
I'm taking that PlayStation.
And then you got to direct the episode, and then you got to edit the episode, and then you got to upload the episode.
You got to upload it. Oh, such a huge hassle it is.
I'm taking the PlayStation with me, so that way there will be no distractions, especially over this Thanksgiving holiday, because I'm sure there will be many. Okay, anyway.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I have the map planned out with all the guards. You got your guns?
I've got the Morning Star. I'm dead set on.
You should take a gun with you.
I'm dead set on crushing him over the head with this.
Okay, you got your guns and your ammunition?
I'm locked and loaded.
All right, Layne, you take the lead, okay?
All right.
You head for the door. We're right behind you, mate.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just come whenever you.
Oh, jeez. Do you have the antidote?
Yep, got it right here, boss.
Give it a couple seconds.
It's a little bit more mushy this time.
Yeah, maybe he'll forget about the anime. And give it to him.
And there we go.
God, we've been really on it the past couple years of hitting him. He keeps bringing the same neurotoxin, luckily. It's always on his mind.
The one thing, it's weird. It's oddly consistent. It's kind of cute, though. Every year. Packs it up in a little bundle.
The same bundle.
Yeah. Every year. Oh, you got so many weapons.
I love it.
It's funny.
You know, this really does bring the two of us together.
Yeah.
I mean, he forgets it instantly, but, you know, it's the thought that counts. Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Happy Thanksgiving, December, Tober.